Goldie Hawn's childhood in Tacoma Park, Maryland was filled with music, but not the kind that brought joy. It was the sound of her father's saxophone drifting through thin walls as he practiced late at night, playing standards for small crowds in smoky clubs. Her mother, Laura, had high expectations for Goldie, believing that talent and discipline were the keys to survival. From the age of 3, Goldie was enrolled in ballet classes, not out of her own desire, but because her mother wanted her to have opportunities she never had. The ballet studio became her second home, but rather than being a place of inspiration, it was a mirror of her flaws. Her body was too soft, too curvy compared to the rail-thin ballerinas she was trained with. Though she was taught discipline, she also learned she was never quite good enough. It would shape the anxiety she carried for years, struggling to fit the mold, ballet's harsh reality. As Goldie entered her teens, the pressure to meet ballet's stringent standards only intensified. She was often told her body was wrong for dance, too curvy, too bouncy. The rigid world of professional ballet, where precision was everything, made her feel like an outsider. She found herself struggling with more than just her dancing. Anxiety crept into her life, manifesting in tightness in her chest, nausea, and an overwhelming sense of not being enough. Despite those dismissal, crippling mine, our and years. Or are being taught school wasn't any easier. She didn't fit the mold of the popular girl or the academic star. She was just the girl who danced, and while that was enough to get noticed, it didn't make her feel like she belonged. There was a constant, gnawing sense of rejection, especially as she watched her peers move ahead in life while she remained stuck in a cycle of feeling invisible. The Gogo dancing gig, defining moment. Goldie made a decision that would mark a pivotal point in her life. She took a job as a go-go dancer in a club in Washington, D.C., a far cry from the graceful ballet she had trained for. The club was far from glamorous. The platform was sticky with spilled beer, and Goldie wore white boots that went up to her thighs, short skirts, and a required smile. This job, while humiliating, became a source of survival. It was a world of men who drank too much and loud music that drowned out her discomfort. At first, she was embarrassed, but slowly she began to understand something important. These go-go platforms taught her how to command attention without apology. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about owning the space. She learned to use her body and her energy as tools, even when they were dismissed by others. Rejection and resilience, struggling to break through. By the time Goldie was 22, she was still struggling to find her place in the professional dance world. Despite taking every job she could find, working as a waitress, auditioning for Broadway chorus lines, and being part of commercial dance troupes, she kept hitting dead ends. The rejection was personal. Choreographers would tell her she was too blonde or too bouncy, implying that she didn't take the profession seriously enough. Goldie began to wonder if maybe her mother had been wrong. Maybe talent and discipline weren't enough. Maybe she wasn't cut out for the professional world of dance after all. This was a painful realization for Goldie, but it also sparked something deep inside her. She wasn't ready to give up. She kept auditioning, waiting for the right opportunity to prove herself, and then she found it. Laugh In, the show that changed everything. In 1968, Goldie auditioned for a role on Rowan and Martin's Laugh In, a comedy variety show that wasn't guaranteed to succeed but offered her a chance to work. At first, she didn't stand out among the other more polished dancers in the audition, right? Something changed when the music started. Instead of the controlled, perfect movements she'd been taught in ballet, Goldie let loose. She danced with a carefree, wild energy that felt liberating. She giggled when she done smiled, made eye contact with the producers, and just enjoyed the moment. This was the first time in years that Goldie allowed herself to simply be herself. And that was what the producers saw. A raw, unforgettable presence. They weren't looking for perfect dancers. They were looking for someone memorable. And Goldie was just that. The struggles behind the smile. Despite her success, Goldie's battle with anxiety and panic attacks worsened. The more she tried to show her intelligence, the more the public laughed, reinforcing the dumb blonde stereotype. Behind the scenes, the pressures of fame and constant objectification took a toll on her mental health. Goldie would later reveal that her anxiety would escalate before tapings, as she worried about embarrassing herself in front of millions. The panic would sometimes become so intense that she believed she might die. She felt trapped in a role that the world had assigned to her and struggled with a sense of imposter syndrome. Though she was earning more money than she ever dreamed and receiving attention, she felt like no one really knew who she was. The world only saw her for what they wanted, not for who she truly was. A turning point, the decision to prove herself. Goldie's breaking point came during the 1969 Emmy Awards. While Laugh-In was nominated for multiple awards, Goldie was left out. Why? She was part of the show's success, but wasn't recognized as a performer in her own right. That night, watching her colleagues collect their awards while she sat in the audience, something inside Goldie snapped. She realized she had to prove herself, not just as a part of the show, but as a talented actress in her own right. Rather than complaining about the lack of recognition, she decided to take action. Goldie was determined to prove that she was more than just a pretty face and a giggling blonde. She would show the world she had the depth and the talent to be taken seriously. Cactus Flower, the audition that changed everything. Goldie's opportunity to prove her worth came in 1969 when she auditioned for Cactus Flower, a romantic comedy. She was reading for a supporting role, and the casting directors expected her to play the same bubbly, ditzy character she had become famous for. But Goldie had a different plan. She didn't play it safe. She brought depth to her role, using her experience, her vulnerabilities, and her intellect to shape her performance. It wasn't just about delivering jokes, it was about delivering a performance that was nuanced, funny, and unexpected. The casting directors saw something in Goldie they hadn't expected, a woman with talent, range, and intelligence. Her performance would go on to earn her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, forever changing how Hollywood saw her. The dumb blonde had proven everyone wrong in the most brilliant way possible. The legacy of Goldie Hawn, beyond the laughs. Goldie Sharon, a journey was on my dancer to the dumb blonde turned Oscar-winning actress is a testament to resilience and determination. While the world underestimated her, she used their dismissal as fuel for her transformation. She became more than just a comedic actress. She became a producer and an empowered businesswoman, building an empire when Hollywood expected her to fade away. The world may have laughed at her, but Goldie's greatest achievements came from proving that being underestimated can be the ultimate advantage. Today, her greatest legacy isn't just her movies, but the way she defied expectations, built her own empire, and proved that strength doesn't always come in the form of a serious face.